don't look at it through the lens of what would I do with him if I could take a fully formed brother right now. Think of it as in the beginning of the gladiator run, your 3 gladiators are extraordinarily expensive and they better fucking carry your early run. So that's kind of where we were. I think 120 fatigue for a Battleforged duelist is low. I think it's at the end of it, it just isn't really enough stam to work with. Anyways, so Lion has been disappointing, but not because of his roles. He's hitting his targets and whatnot. It's just like I want him to be more impactful. So, yeah. But there's not a lot of characters that get to 140 stam without giving up everything else, right? This is where you start. This is where I start getting kind of down on Battleforged. And now since I'm taking Colossus on everybody, and I don't regret that at all, by the way, but since I'm taking Colossus on everybody, it starts getting a lot harder to find the perk points to fit in Brawny, which is kind of a shit skill, really. So I've been looking around for ways to find stamina that don't involve using Brawny. So, I mean, if you look at the Lion's build, the Lion is running Pathfinder and Recover. And I was trying really hard not to run Brawny, but we had like 60 stam pool, which isn't good enough. If he was Iron Lunged, sure, that might help a lot too. Yeah, just have a full team of well-rolled Hedge Knights, exactly. So, anyways, so I think we had Oblivion Lion, and I would probably change him either to a frontliner. And I at this point, I'm not actually sure anymore what I think the most impactful frontliner is. Yeah, I'm kind of there too, RDG. Because what changed in my mind for Pathfinder wasn't the AP cost, it was the stam cost. Living requires a piece from every beast except Kraken. Maybe. That could work. They're not wearing body armor on a huge melee defense, bro. I don't know what that means. Anyways, so this build, I'm not gonna worry about this too much because we don't have a respec potion right now, and I think it's too cheaty for me to just respec this guy now. I'm okay with respecing Bear's build because Bear was very, very experimental. So what I would like to do with this is if I had to do this again, and maybe since this is a resource sheet as opposed to just what I'm doing right now, I think this should actually be this, right? What is this? This is Killing Frenzy. And then what's the other one? Pathfinder needs to be earlier in this. So the goal of this was to get whips going as soon as possible, right? So that's why we're taking Gifted Quick Hands Cleaver. Recover could be Pathfinder. Nimble Underdog, Berserk, Killing Frenzy. And then this would be Recover. I think I would build it this way. If I were gonna build, how do I say this? I don't care what you do with fucking Lion, honestly, but this is how I'd build the whip build. And I guess I can start like putting stuff in there. Like I want about, I don't know, what did I end up with? Didn't end up with enough usable stam. So when this guy is, when Hakim is fleshed out in his gear, even with, and we got some pretty sweet famed armor. Like this shit is so weight unintensive. We can get a couple more fatigue points back off the hat. Eventually we'll probably get down to a 15 here. But running this 76 stam, this is with Brawny. That's about what I'm aiming for. I'm aiming for about 75 stam on a whip, bro. That's about where it wanted to be. But the issue with it is that I had to take another perk point for that. Yeah. So Pathfinder saving so much stam has been really good. It's not an infinite resource. Like the thing about Recover is it doesn't matter how long the fight goes, right? You eventually are going to get. You're eventually going to be able to have stam. I still stam out with Pathfinder. But anyways. Lion's a perfectly good mace axe duelist. Yeah, it's possible that what we actually want to do with Lion is make him into this build as opposed to this build. But again, who then takes over the disarm build? Viper? Like, you get no value out of Viper's ability if you're disarming each round. None. You do get some value out of Viper if you are... Like, there's a surprising number of times I move one extra tile on Viper because of her ability or his ability, and then I get an extra attack the turn after. yeah, the banner is always going to be doing this, but it's rare that you have a good banner that early who is accurate enough to do that, and it is such a powerful spike for your brothers. Well, you guys can't see what I just did. Shit, I'm on the wrong scene. Sorry, guys. But it's weird that, yeah. Anyways, so. Oh, I don't want to respec Lion. Wow, I'm okay with this. I think if we can get some sort of Oblivion potion, I will respec him. I'll spec him out of Whip and spec him into something else. I don't know, chat. What's the highest damage dealing brothers these days? Like what? So two-handed berserk builds with adrenaline were pretty fucking broken. They were very, very, very high damage and very flexible in terms of how you applied that damage, which was super nice. So what else do we have? Like, okay, if fighting Ifrits? God, wouldn't that be nice if Ifrits had some utility? Biggest problem for you is you're using whip to disarm a lot with a two-handed cleaver bro means you're giving up your highest damage bro. Yeah. I don't disagree, Eric. I do not disagree. And the positioning gets fucked up too, right? Because if you're going to be able to disarm the target you need to disarm, you're often in the back rank. So a lot of times I'm like, for Lion, I'm spending a turn. I'll walk 2 tiles and then disarm. And I've done no damage on a brother with 100 fucking attack power. It's been pissing me off for sure. And maybe you know what it needs to do? Maybe I need to be running a reach cleaver on Lion. Because I mean, what if the disarm build became a back rank build as opposed to a front rank build? Anyways, thoughts. So what are we looking for? If let's say we did this differently. Let's say we started our game and we played Lion as a damage dealer as opposed to a early disarm. What are we even going for? Like, if you have a brother who has good but not incredible fatigue, an incredible melee defense, an incredible melee attack, what weapon do we want on him? If you had your choice, don't think famed right now. What are you doing with them? There are no reach cleavers, aren't there? Two-handed mace, axe duelist, hammer. I'm not sure anymore, right? So axe duelist has been pretty bad for me the last couple games. I don't know what the deal is, and we have a decent axe here again. It just doesn't seem to be strong. No reach cleavers. Are they just polearms then? Is that what they are? Maybe it needs polearm spec, or maybe I just equip a fucking polearm to him for all I care. Is polearms 5 to attack or 6? Polearm's 6, right? Maybe this guy needs a goddamn goblin pike. Yeah. Maybe we need a famed goblin pike on the Lion to make him great again. Yeah, so this is my problem, right? Which is the zero stam builds are so friggin' efficient. I'm not sure I get a lot more out of having stamina on a two-handed weapon. So the benefit I get on a two-handed weapon to having stamina is I can utilize Berserk. Okay. That's not amazing. Like, I mean, it's okay. It's good when it triggers, but it's not triggering all the time. You still can't do it perfectly. I don't know. Like, a part of me, so maybe this guy should have Berserk in here. I mean, it's got Berserk's in the build, but it's cleaver build, right? Ah, yes, and you can actually free brothers from being bind. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Berserk can rotate. Yeah, it could be. But the things you just suggested, well, Berserk maybe not so, but rotate in particular, it doesn't matter what your melee attack is. So again, I want to throw this question out again. We kind of started to answer it. If you're looking at, well, what do we want? If we have our highest melee attack, highest melee defense bro, and he's got good stam and good HP, what do we want him hitting you with, or hitting with? I saw Hammer thrown out there, I saw Axe Duelist thrown out there, and I saw Mace thrown out there. Mace isn't actually that high damage. The status effect is really nice. And it's good. It can be okay damage, but it's not particularly incredible. It doesn't have any... Axe was the other one, right? 200 Axe. 200 Axe is pretty good. It's got good damage, especially if you can swing an Orc Axe. But I don't like building builds I mean, maybe I should just be building Orc Axe builds too. Like double Orc Axe turns. Seems optimistic. 2-handed mace is insane versus undead. Yep, agreed. But I don't think Ancient Undead, if you look at the strength of this party we've been running triple P, we're weakest versus orcs because basically we're running a lot of nimble and their orc cleavers are really, really strong versus nimble. And we're already pretty good versus Ancient Undead, I guess what I'm saying. One-handed mace with less stam, two-handed axe with even less stam. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I need to have come up with a one-handed mace build. Those are okay, but I found one-hand maces to be very good with the famed mace and not so good without it. I mean, he does start. He does start with the fucking mace, right? So, Bardisha's shit. Bardisha's very bad. So, yeah, he starts with an okay mace. It's not amazing, though. Yeah, exactly, Comfy Cat. I think Comfy Cat's nailed it there. Nimble is better versus maces and hammers, equal versus axes, and much worse versus cleaver. Yeah. It might be better versus axe, too. Honestly. I'm thinking barb axes. So I don't know. Like, I don't feel... So why I did this with Lion is I'm like, okay, these three brothers need to be extraordinarily impactful. And I didn't think just having an early, like, two-handed axe build was going to be impactful enough. An early two-handed axe is good. And with Berserk, it's nice. But its impact is less than being able to reliably remove the strongest enemy from attacking you this round. That's your combi? I'm thinking barb axes, right? The barb axes are, the way they deal with you is they fucking wound you every single time. Nimble is just so good versus all the wounding shit going on. Okay. Looking at this. So, all right. So the other one is the Viper build. We should check on this. I've kind of given my answers to this while, not directly your question here, but my thoughts on this. Hey, Tom. Thanks for the resub, Tombulus. Which is that I honestly think the way this game works, you should have a separate inventory for fucking beast parts. Period. I think there is, in the workaround we've been doing is just increased inventory size, which is fine, but then everyone goes, oh my god, how does Filthy have so much fucking inventory size? I just want a goddamn beast part bag. Yeah, I've been thinking about Resilient too, Comfy, and this is actually, you can see it sitting here under my bear build. When we go back and actually redo this, I'm seriously considering adding that, because what's killing my Nimble brothers right now is Orc Cleavers. No, I don't need it. I don't want to, maybe it could be a cart upgrade, but I don't even think, I think it should just start that way. It should be like a fucking beast bag. Maybe it doesn't, it's not infinite size, and you know, and the beast part selling for more makes it a little bit worse. I don't even think beast trophies should go in it. I think only, I maybe used the wrong words. You know how Beast now drops something that gives you money, and then they give you something that you can craft with? The shit that they drop that's craftable, that's the only thing that should be able to go in that inventory. It's just, it's so stupid. Like, the game punishes, or not punishes you, but the cost in this game for moving around is money, and your inventory space directly relates to money a large part of the time. And it's like, well, yeah, I could have this cool potion, maybe, that doesn't really change the game. It just makes it a little bit more fun. But I have to carry around 20 fucking inventory parts for like half the game to do that. It's just crap. It's just worse. I should just get him killed and get another brother, honestly. So, anyways, okay, let's get through this because we're doing this right now. You hate the Great Axe? I like the Great Axe. That's interesting. It doesn't benefit from most damage perks due to the stupidity of the two attack mechanics. How does it not benefit from damage with that? You're just saying that a lot of damage is wasted by spreading it between head and body? I like the fact that Great Axe has a tier 4 too, which is the Orc Axe. It's really interesting to me. You know, I think... Okay. Alright, so this is that. So, what are we doing with Viper? Viper's pretty solid, honestly. considered Battleforged and Nimble builds. Maybe that's what Bear should be, WB. I mean, that's an interesting idea. Let's throw that on there as another idea. Which is we should look at... yeah, exactly. What is your name? Mordan Medicine? Smork Dan Pearson. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Okay, all right, so how is this build going? If I assess this build seems really, really powerful early game. It's definitely noticeable, the huge and drunk. It's been a massive negative early, but it's kept the build scaling. I really need to see a famed dagger on this. Yeah, Viper's been doing the bulk of our damage for sure. I'm just trying to, like, if we could change anything about this build, what would we like to see? I would like to see Executioner. Part of me is a little interested in Dodge. I feel like I need Recover. Why did I just delete them all? Rip. Anything else? Oops. And there's one more. Was there one more? I've been okay with it other than that. Yeah, I need a famed fucking dagger for that, for sure. So this build has been my favorite of these so far. It actually feels like it does what it's supposed to be doing. It feels impactful, and it feels like it takes advantage of that. Dodge is best on a character with high initiative and low fatigue. Okay, I'm gonna try that. I want to build a dodge build. Are we gonna build a dodge build? I think we might. This playthrough has been really good. This playthrough has been really invigorating. It's been very fun. It's been very different. It's just been interesting for me. Well, it feels like, from the sounds of it then, is Dodge a zero stam build? Wait, the second part of the split doesn't benefit from damage perks? Is that right? What? Okay. Right, please, right? Okay, so I'm pretty happy with this build. I'm seriously considering this being an extra perk build. Like, I miss having Recover on this brother, but I feel like the Pathfinder has been good enough for getting the stam early. What was this? This was Underdog. Alright, the quick hands being later was kind of annoying, but it wasn't fatal. Having the stam was better. If this were a different game where I didn't have to carry with these brothers early, I might be willing to give up gifted. But like on the Viper, the drunk huge Viper, I just needed these stats. The stats were just too good. Viper and Goblin Pike for 3 attacks at 2 tiles. We haven't. Again, this is from an early game perspective from me, Calric. You might like even the sword lance suggestions, right? Like it sounds really cool. I could have a Viper sword lancing from the front. Sure, but I guess I'm pole arm specking for a thing I can't even get until like midway through the game. If it's a luxury for you, not a luxury. It's the opposite of a luxury. A luxury is something you take that's, you know, above and beyond what you need. Gifted is what keeps your run going. Buy a sword lance day 3-4 from Arena. I don't know if I buy that. Anyways, this has been really good. I'm happy with this build. Maybe we could do even more things with it. but it's been flexible. It's been like early game, it's good versus humanoids. It kills it kills low armored guys super well. It's okay versus Geist. It's been fine versus zombies. The stun in it's been great in the arena. It's just been flexible. It's been flexible and it's been good, and I've been pretty pleased with it. So I'm happy with that build. Yeah, is it good enough that we're excited about it, like Sword Lance early? My early game does not involve me standing there with 3 guys lined up next to me and swinging on them. What's the draw of quick hands? You're setting up your own stuns. If you weren't setting up your own dazes, then you might not need quick hands. It's actually kind of nice to switch between daggers. I don't know if you guys noticed in this playthrough, there were a lot of times where I didn't actually end up killing, where the quickest route to disabling an enemy wasn't killing them, even with the fucking super sick new fancy dagger. It was instead just to puncture through them, right? All right, so I guess today's going to be a longer spreadsheet stream than I thought. That's okay. We haven't done one in a couple days, so. Yeah, exactly. Not even particularly armored ones. There's just a lot of times in the early game where the fight, again, the early game you're trying to pack as many fights in as you can, as densely as possible, and you're trying not to take damage doing it. And the quickest way to do that often in the early game is morale breaks, right? And the punctures are so good at morale breaks. So good. It is weird that Stagger doesn't proc it. I've also thought that's been extremely strange. Okay, so I want to take, let's focus on the bear. Let's fix the bear. The bear is kind of gimpy right now. And he's got some great things going for him and some things, and I think we're gonna, I think, I don't know if do I justify these two? I've been trying to make a Headhunter axe build work forever, and it just never works. So what are the things we don't need in here? I am questionable about duelist. I am not at all convinced I need quick hands on this brother, although maybe I just need a, maybe instead of quick hands, we just take a second spec. Could we just take a second spec? And I just bring a flail versus humanoids, and versus non-humanoids I don't? Yeah, it wasn't the damage. It's the fact that when I'm attacking a humanoid in the early game, a lot of the times his armor will prevent the damage from being 15 or more, but the puncture does immediate damage to health that isn't going to be less than 15. So it's the morale checks. Okay. So I want okay. How many of this are we doing? All right. So this is the tried and true, right? The build we're considering for these is I am considering, although I'm not yet sold on this idea, I'm considering with only 2 archers in the gladiators that maybe archers aren't a real thing. So instead of archers, and what am I actually doing? If I'm going to have back rank specialists who aren't using AoE weapons and aren't using super high damage weapons, then what I want is really, really high armor pen. And the highest 2 armor pen things in the game are probably throwing jabs and crossbows, right? So part of me is looking at maybe a crossbow thrower build. And I know Gravebees has been hyping this, and I don't even remember if he said that. I think it's gunner thrower or something, but I would see this as crossbow thrower with possibly guns. I mean, it's the same spec, right? You could look at something like that, maybe. Because what I'm finding is this one fucking archer isn't doing anything. Right? Like, which is kind of fucking irritating to me. And I would like to use guns. I still one day want to believe that guns aren't shit. And I need some answer to goblins. And my answers to goblins in previous runs have been archers. I just bring 4 archers and sit there, and me and the goblins shoot it out, and my archers are better. So I think the points that go away there, we're going to come back to bear. I think the points that go away there are, I don't think bullseye is needed for throwing weapons or for if my goal is no longer I lose the ability to snipe necros here, which I'm a little concerned about late game, but we'll maybe get there. And the way that necros have been so far are scary, but I don't know. I don't know about that yet. Thrower pike hybrid. That doesn't sound good to me. I look at it this way. I think it's too multi attribute intensive. So this build at least is all range spec, right? So Grapeys was talking about this yesterday. He was talking about a fearsome thrower. He was leveling. So think about this. You really ideally want to level 2 primary stats and then maybe 2 secondary stats that can have a little bit to each, right? Or maybe 3 primaries with a little tiny bit into something else kind of deal. That's really all you can afford. So he was talking about leveling the resolve on his archers for fearsome. I don't know if that sounds like fucking overkill to me. Like, we looked at the fearsome numbers and they weren't very exciting. Like, what I'd love to see is like a list of just like the enemies in this game and their morale. And it's gonna be like 180, 250, 7,000, you know, and it's gonna be like, I can remove 20 of that. And you're gonna be, that's not very exciting. But anyways, if we were to do something like this, this would be, don't need that. We don't need, actually probably gonna run Pathfinder on that then, if I gotta move for guns. So the idea would be Expo throw a gun, right? And we're gonna want crippling on this. That fills it in pretty quick. What did I just say that I wanted? Crippling? That? Is crippling even good enough? Like, I don't know. Do guns cripple if I run crippling strikes on guns, will they cripple goblins? Always print morale mods. You can see I am playing that. Yeah, I understand their base morale is not always part of the equation. Oh, I have the fearsome mod in, right? Not that one. Yeah. Chosen and Orc Warlords have 90 resolve. Is that true? Don't Chosen have quite a bit more than 90 resolve? You just one-shot goblins half the time? Interesting. I could drop Pathfinder, you thinking here, chat? Well, A, what would we want? So I don't want fucking Headhunter. Headhunter is trash. What else would we want here? We don't have anticipation in here either. I don't even know if I want crippling. I don't really. I tried that full run with crippling last time and I wasn't that impressed. Goes for dodge, bags and belts and dodge instead of berserk and anticipation. I can't imagine dodge is better there, Bale. Archers tend to be pretty high stam pools and they tend to use it all. I don't know. Maybe the crossbow's less stam. I don't know. I haven't really messed with crossbows in a long time because they suck. Bags and belts. What am I doing with bags and belts, chat, that I'm excited about? Why do I want this? Yeah. Crossbow's 25 round. Is Berserk even worth it on this build? So... that seems questionable to me. Are we not taking gifted? I don't generally run gifted on my archers. It'd be nice, I guess, but I don't normally take it. Gun and Berserk is really awkward. Well, this is going to be a thrower and a gunner and an expo specialist. How trash is it? Be nice not to have to buy warbows too. I don't know how often we're killing things, and I do feel like if I'm running fucking crossbow spec, I'm trying to generate wounds, right? So it feels like crippling is going to be relevant. I kind of would like to get crippling in this build. And I'm not so sure about Pathfinder chat. Again, I'm thinking about what am I bringing this guy to fight? Like if I have an archer, what am I bringing it for? And the answer is it's here to help with Chosen and here to help with goblins. And if I'm fighting goblins and Chosen, a large portion of the time I am moving in terrain that's pretty shit terrain. Possible that a pure thrower with bags and belts is purely better damage output. Yeah, it probably is, but again, answer the question. Why do you build this? Okay, you have a roster of 12. This is gladiators. Remember, this is gladiator specific builds. You can build anything you want in those 12, but you need those 12 to bring you the tools to fight each fight. What fights can't we handle right now? We're struggling with big orc fights. We haven't got there in this campaign yet, but our last gladiator campaign struggled with late game big orc fights, and we are currently struggling with Chosen and goblins because we don't have our Chosen answers leveled, which are normally throwers for me, and I don't have a goblin answer at all. Throwers are not a goblin answer, I don't think. Not really. I think I like the idea of gun being a goblin answer. You already cripple every shot with a high tier expo, but there's 2 tiers of wounds. Are we getting tier 2 wounds each time? Because the tier 2 wounds are really good. The tier 1 wounds are whatever. I don't want overwhelm. I don't want a level initiative. Try the other variant. He's meant to help with goblins. Guns work great frontline. Guns work great frontline. Can't you not reload if you're in melee? You're running what here? This is Colossus. You're running Colossus on an archer? Dodge, Colossus, anticipate. Dodge and anticipate and resilient. Christ. No berserk or killing frenzy? And you're running overwhelm? No! No! Alright. I want to try a variant closer to what this. Can't put frontline archers without footwork. So, what else do we want here? Alright, you guys are telling me I don't need crippling strikes on crossbows. I don't think the crossbow. I think the crossbow is the cherry on top of the cake for this build, right? So I'm fucking fine with that. I think this is essentially, actually realistically, it's a thrower build, right? So the expo is just cake on that. We probably don't even bring a crossbow every single time, but maybe we do. Depends what we do for guns, right? All right, so we do that. So we don't. Okay, you guys say I don't need crippling. I don't know if I buy it. You guys like dodge from melee defense? I don't disagree with that rationale. Is it enough melee defense to matter? $15? I don't know about that. I think I don't want them getting chunked from range attacks. They're likely, I don't know if I need anticipates what I'm getting at. Anticipate's less good if I'm moving into range too. I could see taking some sort of defensive perk, but I'm pretty sure that if I dodge, I have to run whatever the fuck the other one is. Relentless. Stat line. I like that it gives me a preview. Quite low stamina. 91. That's very low. 91 total stamina? With no recover? Does he just stam out the first time he does anything? Jesus Christ. Can we do a build with that? You can throw like that? You think we can we can drop recover? I think that was, I don't think that's after. Is that after armor wow, or that's total? That's a stat line. He has 91 after gear. Oh, it's after gear. Okay. You will run out of stam on a long enough fight with that. Especially if something like where you're sometimes trying to break roots on you or that kind of shit. Yeah, I mean 91 fatigue on a archer is pretty good. Yeah, I'm with you too, experimental sub, that my throwers tend to use a lot of stam. But we might be able to get away with this if we are running Pathfinder. We might be able to get away with this. And the other nice thing about Pathfinder is, although it's not an early game, it's not particularly useful early game. It does allow, it is something you could take. You have to take a couple ones before you can get to the later ones, right? Rotate useless. No, rotate still is as good as it's always been. We're just trying no rotate builds to see if we can get those back. Well, if I'm building a, it's just funny, Wild, like those two conflicting ideas, right? You're like, yeah, 12 fatigue per throw. Yeah, throwing's the hardest part for sure. Well, it's a thrower. Like, I don't know what to say. Right? Like, we're sitting here talking about building a thrower. You're like, yeah, damn, on a thrower would be hard. Uh-huh. Thanks, Mad Garth. All right, cheers, man. I need nimble and archers. Yeah. Yeah, probably. I've never thought to, I haven't built a brother that doesn't have nimble or. You just occasionally get struck by something, and if you don't have fucking nimble, it kills you. Or who shot you? Alright, so what else would we take here? I'm willing to consider no recover, but I'm willing to try it. So I think this is Pathfinder. You guys have talked me out of crippling strikes. This is something like dodge plus relentless. Fearsome? Fearsome is bad. Alright. We'll take a look at it. We've got between 2 and 3 points here. I'm not taking Overwhelm. Not taking Headhunter. Dodge and Relentless is even worse than Fearsome. Student Pathfinder, Recover, Expo, Hands, Footwork, Nimble, Dirk, Killing Frenzy, Dual Throw. Close. It's close to what we have here. I mean, you've done this, right? With that suggestion, you've gone add Recover, add Berserk. What's the last one you've added? Do you even have enough perks in there? Three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11. I mean, I feel like I need a descent. Oh, you don't have. Yeah, you do. Okay. All right, chat. Talk to me about dodge plus relentless on a bow, or on this thrower. Guided footwork. I'm not taking footwork on archers. I don't believe in it. Don't know. Why? Wasted perks. Jesus. I don't know how I feel about no dodge or no anticipate, though. Oh, gifted's another one. I'm not taking overwhelm. Level range defense. I kind of want to try not leveling range defense again. I didn't like not leveling range defense before, but I don't know how this ever fights orcs, chat. We just get fucking steamrolled by warriors charging through. Neither dodge nor anticipate enemy archers will fuck us up. Yep. Well, I mean, we can level range defense up to a point if it's above our melee guys. That is one element of maybe dodge is good enough, and maybe it's just good enough early. We want it to cover us as we're moving to begin with. Maybe we don't have to dodge and relentless. We just take dodge. We're just moving to begin with, right? We're moving. We're positioning. This is a unit that requires some time to position. I'm not playing footwork. It doesn't solve orc warriors. The problem is you end up doing this, like, yeah, you step back with footwork, and then you either spend the rest of your turn moving back again, in which case all the flankers in the 40-man orc camps are still coming your way, or you end up stepping one back and throwing, and you can do that basically once before you stam out, because it's like a 25 fucking stam cost for that. Well, you can't say archers can't fight orcs, because we only have 12 people on our team, and they're gonna be coming to orc fights. Maybe we can try leveling range defense. It just depends where our stats are. I mean, right now the idea is ranged attack, fatigue, and a mix of HP. Then I guess it's just a mix of HP and range defense, I guess. This is how I normally level archers, right? No, we're talking builds because it's time to talk builds, so I haven't done it in a while. The myth that you can't? Not been a myth that I can't in my runs. What side of dodge? Yeah, exactly. I like the fact that it dodges range. That's what I'm saying. Like, if we I find archers are best in packs of 4, Sui, honestly. Like 4 is what I like to run when I run archers in anything, if I can. And they're very strong in packs of 4. I feel like I'm underutilizing dodge for sure. So if we're running range defense on these guys, maybe it's just dodge. Like, you know, it's not great for us. Like, and it stams out over time. But so what? What if we run dodge? We need something. I want to try dodge here and see how it feels. All right. Because mostly I just need the goblins not to fucking shoot me. All right. Are we going to try to do without recover? Yeah, I don't know what I need to do to make this clear that it's gladiators, right? Like, I was gonna do something that's not gonna work with the number of builds we have going on right now. Never mind. Recover scenes necessary with the thrower build. No recover will be okay most of the time, but a sad day for chosen. What if we tried it, no recover? What do we get from that if we run that? I don't see the point of bags and belts here. Like, what am I gaining? Yeah, Bale, that's what I'm aiming for, something like that. Make a stand potion for huge chosen camps. I would do that if I could reliably generate stand potions in a way that didn't destroy my entire ability to make money in the game. I don't know, maybe. Answer to that. Like, we can buy a couple. That's actually not a bad idea to buy some stand potions while we're down here, though. They are a nice little perk some of the time. Duelist work on thrower, yes. Belt, bags and belts is minor fatigue return. An extra utility. The 40-man orc camps as a thrower run out of ammo? Generally not, but maybe sometimes. He's got a crossbow too, right? So I mean, he can crossbow people when he runs out of thrower ammo. All right, I'll try it. If we're gonna level, all right. So what else do I want here then? Executioner. I kind of want to run fucking. Do we run Fearsome? I don't really want to level Resolve on an archer. It feels bad. So I'm kind of looking a little bit at Berserk. What, gifted? Fearsome? Gifted? Executioner? Gifted? We could go gifted? Gifted would be fun. Gifted gives us everything. How do we feel about gifted, chat? It always felt like such a small improvement on archers. Do not need resolve for Fearsome. Alright, let me ask you a different question than Flame Dance. Are you taking a perk that says... I guess, with guns, how much damage are we doing? Okay, wild. So, this is a question for those of you who have used guns versus goblins. Ready? How much body damage, how much HP damage are you doing to goblins? Are you consistently doing 15 or more? In other words, are we going to get Fearsome bonus out of having Fearsome, or are we getting Fearsome bonus out of having Resolve? Not with the regular handgun. Yes, those are conflicting answers from the first two responses. Anyone else have more? I'm going to run 2. I will plan. The goal. Alright. Sword Lance is better answer to goblins and guns. Yeah, but I want to try. Sword Lances are not going to be a better answer to Chosen. So I need my answers to Chosen and my answers to goblins to be the same unit. Gun does 15 to 30 damage to goblins. Okay. Alright, then I'm not going to worry about it then. So I think this becomes gifted. I think it probably goes here. What have I missed? I've missed Pathfinder and Quick Hands, right? Okay. Yeah. I think that is mostly correct. Okay. I'm gonna try this build. Alright, so I'm gonna need, okay, so let's get to this one. I'm gonna actually change the archer we have in the game to this one right now. Alright, I need to like rename this too, so people know that. Alright, we can drop that for this. I like that archer build. The archer build has been extremely good. That was the answer to Chosen. Berserk, I'm gonna need recover. You want me to drop Pathfinder for recover, huh? No, I don't think so. I think the AP return off of being able to move 2 tiles on snow and still throw is pretty good. And I think moving versus goblins, we have to be able to move uphill over snow. I think we have to be able to do that. Throwing 3 jabs and axe is going to cost a ton of fatigue. We can drop gifted for recover. That does work. I think we give up gifted. You bastards. You know, it's funny because recover is always like right on the border of what I want in an archer and not, because a lot of times I don't need it on archers. Like there's a lot of fights I just never use it. Gifted for recover feels good. You'd be surprised how bad it feels to give up gifted. Yeah. Give up student for recover. You got it. Got it. All right. Okay, so that's that. Seems fine. They're not archers anymore. They're now called token ranged. Alright, that's fine. Let's grab these. And then delete this. And then, alright. So what about the rest of this? So we're doing a lot of theory crafting today, apparently. So we already built this. This is the Viper build. I don't need this as a separate column for this. I'm done with this shit. Okay, what are we doing for this stuff? This banner has still been very good, I think. We gotta finish our banner build. We should do that real quick. What do we end up with? Colossus, Fortified Man, Rally Troops, Backstabber, Lever Spec. Hold on. Lever Spec, Nimble, Recover, Quick Hands, Gifted. Mostly right, Gifted's a maybe. What else do we want for this? We tried Underdog, it was very bad. I actually really like the idea of dodge on the banner. Because the thing that my banners are running into is that orcs eventually move next to them. I don't like Overwhelm. Well, I don't think it's relevant. I don't think I can reliably apply Overwhelm to the targets where it matters. And yes, all damage helps overall, but it seems not relevant. I want 2 of the gunners in the party. Fearsome was not good on the banner. We tested it. It was stupid. It was a waste of my life. I'm never taking Fearsome on my fucking banner again. Was it relevant damage though, Wild? The thing about a thrower is it removes targets off the field. I don't care if I'm doing AoE damage to a bunch of targets. Like, if I hit 5 targets around, for like 20 damage. Yeah, I do 80 damage or 100 damage around there, right? And that might be better than a single target thing. But if I kill 1 unit as opposed to damaging 4 units or 5 units, I don't really know, man. Doesn't seem good. Okay, so what else could we do with this? I tried it. I tried Fearsome. I gave it a chance. And then Weil wrote me a mod that showed me that what I got from doing it. And every time I looked at it, I'm like, these numbers are stupid. All right. So what else do we have going on? Is there some way we could get... What about... We don't really want the banner going early, though. Bags and belts on banners. That's okay. I mean, I'll list it as something we're considering, right? The thing about bags and belts is smoke. Anticipate. Sure. I can't even bring banners to goblin fights anymore because they don't do anything. They don't do a single thing. So having anticipate or possibly, again, wouldn't dodge do that. Pathfinder, stamina. Stamina and mobility for the whip is very good. It makes a difference between on forest or snow that you can move 2 tiles and disarm, which is super big. Get a banner with enough melee attack, do you really need backstabber? No, but the general thing is the people who make good banners often don't have good melee attack, so it's making up for that. Backstabber took a big nerf in my mind when I got explained how the actual calculation is done for it. I'm gonna do an updated perk guide at some point. I will do that for this expand. There's a lot to talk about. I like rotate on banners. It might be one of the best times for that. Not against it here. Not backstabber's bad. So backstabber doesn't do what it says it does. What it's supposed to do is every guy who's around him gives you +5, right? With backstabber. But it doesn't. It's like something stupid, like it only counts the ones adjacent to it or something. So if you have one brother next to an orc and you're attacking with your if it's orc, brother, banner, backstabber's done nothing for you. Kind of sucks. And there was something else we tried too. It was something like if you have 2 brothers and a thing, you're only getting +10 or something. I don't know. We looked through it and I got annoyed with it. I've forgotten now. All right. Yeah, that's what it was. It was like every guy adjacent -1 as opposed to. No, it doesn't do anything. Well, it's not that it doesn't work with polearms. It's just that it doesn't help you. I always assume that it was every person next to the target gave you +5 and then it +10 if you're using backstabber. But what it actually works out to, it's every person next to the target -1 gives you +10 for backstabber, which is not great. So anyways. Anyways. So these are good answers. So if we drop backstabber, which I think is a reasonable drop, especially with the types of banners we've been looking for, we've slowly come around to like max melee attack on banners. Yeah, I was kind of annoyed about that too, Ocean Librarian. There's 2 more here. I don't think bags and belts is good enough. I like having an extra thing there, but if I'm diligent about swapping out stuff, I can still bring a cleaver, a whip, a whip, a banner, and a smoke bomb to an orc fight, right? I want to dodge. I don't want to dodge in here. I don't mind rotate. Anyway, dodge is bad on this, right? We build a lot of stamina on banners because they're using whip and they're using disarm, right? But that's bad for dodge, right? Dodge for goblin camps is good though. Just dodge and Pathfinder. Dodge will let them level better too. Nine lives? 9 lives is a trap. 9 lives is not redeemable. Exactly. What is that? It was amazing, man. Yay. Good one. I don't think I care about that. I think Anticipate is basically doing dodge, but worse. Thank you, Chad, for the 65 months. Welcome back, Chad Round. Pathfinder seems good. Rotate is nice, and we just got dodge. This is reasonable. Dodge only relevant if you, well, it's, is it? Is it reasonable? Let's take a look. What is our current stand? What does this actually work for us? What is the value of taking this? If we take a look at our banner, which is here, the fuck is our banner? Here. Okay. Take a look at our banner. Take off all of his clothes. I mean, the thief banner's got 113 initiatives. What does that actually work out to be? 10% of that's 11, so it's like 16. 9 lands as good as resilient on the bear. Interesting question. Not base, it's after armor and then after fatigue. Okay. Oh, it's still 10? Doesn't Anticipate guarantee us 10 range defense? The thing is, it's 10 melee defense versus orcs, which seems relevant to me. Gambler's always a good background for banners. This is Wolf Riders as well. Like, having a little bit of melee defense would be nice. I don't like the nerf to shields from quick hands was kind of annoying. Am I gonna start another campaign? I'm in the middle of a campaign. It's going well. Yeah, I mean, okay. So maybe this is not the build for dodge still. I want to fit in a dodge build because I don't utilize it at all, and I feel like that's wrong. So what? There's no dodge there. So what? This just becomes Anticipate. Just so I can play in goblin fights without being immediately destroyed instantly. I mean, wouldn't I just be better to equip a fucking shield and walk in goblin fights if I'm going to do that? I mean, I guess hypothetically with this guy, I'd actually like to be able to do something. So maybe Anticipate's good enough. What's Anticipate's like? Isn't it like default, like always at least 10? So we're gonna put Anticipate back on the banner. This seems like I don't like the second half of the build. Right? I look at this and I'm kind of like, the first half's good. And like even here, like Anticipate's gonna show up so late in this build. Like that? Seems moderately unexciting. Oh. All right. So I'm not sold on duelist. We got a couple more things to do, chat. How we doing with spreadsheeting? Are we still okay for a little bit more? We got a couple more builds to figure out. We'd like to figure out our damage dealing builds next, I think. So I like our cleaver generalists. These have been good. I almost like don't want the build listed up here because we're already, this is the same build as the bear. Oh, we end up with backstabber there. No. Okay. All right. What is this? This is you. Fucking vertical mouse. Supposed to be helping my hands, but I'm not sure it is, man. Not sure it is. Yeah. I'm not gonna list that here. This is fine. But we can just build that. I'll have to figure out a way to make that more realistic for you guys. I don't like listing 20 builds on one fucking season because it just overwhelms people, right? But I try to do it here. So I could just drop what these are doing. This was for my own. Okay, this is even mislabeled. I'm gonna drop those. I think what we're gonna say with this is bear, lion, viper. This is fine. This is it Catal? Or Qatar? It's Catal, right? Yeah. All right. So, pretty good on those. I want to try out this. I want to see where dodge fits. So let's evaluate. Let's evaluate this this build. This build was not quite good enough. This was the zero stand build. The zero stand build was very nice. It just wasn't good enough. And my concern is actually crippling strikes and executioner. When I look at this build, changing tax here, chat, because this is like the core of your build right now. Like there's a lot of brothers with this shit going on. These two were weak to me. I kind of want to fucking... Is this where we can slam dodge in? Is this dodge relentless instead? Just dodge? So tell me about this. You guys are saying... I mean, we're going to have nothing on these brothers. There's no way that works. I guess I don't understand this soon. Maybe this is me not understanding. If I look at this, right? Let's consider this. The closest thing we have to a build like that right now is probably this assassin, right? This assassin is a perfect example of this. Assassin's rolled really well, too. So we look at this assassin, right? Assassin's got 125 initiative. No stam, 94 right now. And let's load him up. Let's say we're going to put him in something, you know, reasonable. Like probably like this. This is pretty reasonable. He's probably going to have an axe. I think he might even be axe spec right now. I'm not sure. But like this, right? Something like that. And he's going to be holding another axe in his inventory. Probably not that one. This close. So what happens here? He's max roll? Okay, so this is the ideal candidate to talk about when we're doing this. So walk me through building him as a useful fucking, because using dodge usefully on him. Walk me through this, because I'm struggling with this. He's got 43 initiative here. Nice, so we get 6 melee defense. Okay. Can't. So it's dodge. So I'm doing it wrong still. So it's not battle forge. It's dodge. Dodge is... So maybe bear needs dodge. So dodge is initiative and nimble. I'm not use dodge in battle forge. Well, that makes it a lot less exciting for me all of a sudden, chat. But okay, let's go back to that. It's fine. We'll go back to that. All right. I need to standardize this. It's like sometimes I'm calling it this and sometimes I'm calling it the other thing, right? At some point. Okay. This has been good. So these are just the weak ones. I really liked this build as a whole. It's just really needed to figure out crippling strikes and executioner. I tried that build with all of the damage stuff in it and it wasn't that great. So what else could we possibly be what else could we potentially be wanting here? If we look at the actual whatever we can do in here, what other perks could we take that are useful to us on that build? Zero stam stuff is super nice. We could take defensively, we could take Iron Brow, Steel Brow, Metalhead, whatever the fuck it's called. What is it called? Steel Brow. So we could take Steel Brow and Fortified Mind. No damage. All tank. Not going to be using Indom. All this shit is garbage for this build. Reach advantage is 5 melee defense most of the time. When does reach advantage end, chat? The beginning of the turn or at the end of turn? Oh, you lose reach advantage when you swap weapons too. It's kind of annoying. I've never liked the reach advantage. Could this be Lone Wolf? All right, what else could be in here? We're never going to stam to rotate, rally, taunt, brawny, relentless, build expert, anticipate, backstabber. It's hard to find other damage perks that we give a shit about, right? I'm always hesitant to run fast adaptation on brothers who are very high melee attack already. So if we look at like value-wise, what are we getting out of this? So just think of it as pure stat conversions, right? I aim for 50. I'm aiming for 50 resolve on these, right? 50 resolve for Fortified Mind is, what is it? It is 25%. So it's another 12. So that's 12 stat points, but the resolve stat points. Reach advantage is 5. 5 melee defense, which is much more valuable than 12 resolve. Fast adaptation is 5% probably. I don't even think they miss every other attack. They probably miss every third attack. So it's probably about 3 melee attack. Comparable to 5 melee defense, probably a little worse than 5 melee defense. Only hitting one enemy with reach advantage. That's why it's +5, yep. Two-handed axe gets 2 stacks of reach advantage due to the split mechanic? Is that right? Thank you, Night Pie, for the 12 months, man. Can someone confirm that for me? I've never seen that. Is that a real thing? Anyone have a game open with reach advantage? You can check that for me. I have been told it procs Fearsome twice. If I get 10 melee defense, that's worth something. 10 melee defense is quite a bit better than 5 melee defense, for example. About double, I'd say. But that's why I'm the streamer. All right. What about the rest of it? Resilient. Yeah, that would be pretty interesting, right? If I ran reach advantage and steel brow for axe bros, it'd be pretty good. But Kansas, you still a problem? Not really. Right? It makes it slightly more clunky, but not massively more clunky. It means you can't set up for the turn after, but you can set up for this turn. right? Because you have quick hands. It doesn't matter. So as long as you don't attack and then switch weapons, you're always fine. It's like 10 is about 1.8 times better than 5. Math seems to check out. Alright, I want that confirmed, because that would make Axe Brothers pretty fun. And more melee defense would be huge. Just like a, you know, what is that? Like, the good ones come out with 40, so that's another fucking 25% of your melee defense there. Thank you, Colonel Stransky. Let me know. No, the axe. You don't understand the zero stand builds Anger Rain if you're saying we don't need quick hands. We need quick hands. We got 2 people testing it right now. Okay, chat. I gotta pee, and I haven't walked around since I've been here yet, and I've been here since 7, so that's 4 hours. So I'm gonna take a quick break and go pee, grab water. I'll come back. Back in a second. All right, chat. I've returned. So tell me. Only 5 rip. Okay. Thanks. All right, that's fine. So it was an interesting idea. Would have been fun. All right, I've got food in front of me, guys. I'm gonna mute the webcam. We'll keep working through these now. So what else do we want to do then for the build? So what my feeling with the 0 stams were, it was a really nice way to take brothers with good melee attack and good melee defense and make them useful in a way they weren't able to be before. But the problem is that... Did I mute if I didn't mute webcam? Switch pages, resets cam. That's all right. I'm not like filthy masturbating on behind the scenes on the camera here. This is just me eating lunch, man. It'll be okay. No, we're not giving him sword. No, no. It's just not realistic to be doing AoE attacks with a guy who doesn't have any stamina. The whole point of that build is that it doesn't have any stamina. Could do both. That's true. That's all right. It's not a big deal. It would have been really cool if it was true. Is it worth Fearsome speccing our axes because there's 2 rolls? What if our great axe doesn't do 15 body damage though, champ? So we're just taking defensive perks then? Maybe Executioner and Steel Brow. Yeah, sorry, Deuce. I don't mean to snap at you for that. I just kind of like that misses the point. Do 5% rolls, right? Do 5% rolls are twice as likely. That's funny, Kijin. All right, so I'm thinking this becomes Executioner and Steel Brow. No, not worth that rotate on these guys. They literally have, like, sometimes they don't even have the stamp pull to cast rotate once. Alright, so this is backwards. Let's do this. Alright. That's fine. This is an okay damage dealer. Alright, what next? That lunch is much better today than I thought it was going to be. Yeah, I mean, Fortified Mind is 12. I mean, it's 12 stats at 50. I guess at 40, it's 10 stats. I mean, new Fearsome is definitely worse, but most enemies aren't running Fearsome. I'm not Fearsome. Sorry, I mean, Headhunter. Okay, so barring that, what other builds do we need to kind of, we got to fix bear and we got to add, I want to try this dodge build. So what does the dodge build look like? What are the key elements of dodge? You need to have dodge. You need to have relentless. You need to have nimble. You need to be a low stam build. Like you want to have a lot of stam in your pool or what? You need brawny? That sounds wrong. Want to low max food. Is this what we do with the medium stam brothers who we've been forcing into Battleforge recently? But we don't bring it all the way down, which I like because it's such an efficient use of fucking stamina to have exactly the amount of stamina you need each turn. Then it's just our other damage stats. Where is this? I never ever build them in this order too. I should fix that ordering in a second. Actually, I should fix the ordering first so I don't have to do it twice. I do build them in this order. Why do I build them in this order?
Quitters never win.
Thank you, Hayakim. Welcome back. Why do I do it? So the gifted makes sense, but the quick hands is too early, and the Pathfinder doesn't immediately help us. Anything's immediately help us. Steelbrow, I guess, immediately help us, kinda. Executioner. I guess I want the core elements of the build in there first, because then we can go at level 9. We can just immediately go into this. So it's probably this. This is probably fine. These are definitely last. They're probably last. All right, on the good ones, those are gonna be okay. So let's do this equivalent for now the nimble ones, right? Why are we skipping student? You don't have to. You can always any build that you ever want, you can add student into it. You just delay all your other ones by 1, right? It's because of the timing the build's supposed to be being built. All right. So the stuff we end up giving up are probably, I mean, we need all of these things still. Okay, so it just takes more stam points. This is the same fucking problem I have with Battleforge these days, right? Okay. So here I don't have to go brawny, which is really nice. But here if I swap this and go nimble, we don't have to be stam neutral. Although we probably still want to be. So what? This becomes dodge. And that becomes relentless. So we lose damage to make him tankier. I guess. If this is like a little bit later, we could drop gifted. Ew. Ew. Bleh. Bleh. Can this build take Berserk? Can't underdog there. What have I forgotten here? I haven't forgotten anything. So, does this work then? With me, chat? I lost you guys without the webcam. No one have any idea what's going on? Thanks, Thrawn's Revenge. That's probably okay. I think we've already fucking taken gifted too. Shit. What's so wild about the maps? The wilds. Can I make... I think this is still a two-hander build, right? I would like to actually do a... We need to build a duelist build. Thanks for reminding me. Oh, we have one here. We just haven't redone it yet. I don't think you can ever say that you're not planning on tanking 3 enemies with this guy, especially without rotate. I just feel like a lot of the times you're going to be tanking 3 enemies with that guy. I mean, that's how that works, right? Dodge a tier 3 perk. It is a 2. I can get that nice and early. It's kind of nice. Wild about the wilds. All right, this is you're derailing. So I'm only gonna do this very, very briefly. Ready? The further your distance from the nearest town, the higher your fame chances. Towns end here. Dodge build needs recover. Does it? It is stam neutral, with maybe without Berserk. What was the question? If I'm taking, let's see this. If you take dodge and relentless instead of gifted, are you really getting that much value? I mean, that's a fair question, right? I don't know where you'd fit gifted in here, though. I guess if you didn't take berserk or executioner, you could go gifted. So it'd just be higher melee defense. But I don't want nimble fucking higher melee defense because that's going to tempt me to put it on the parts where they're going to get hit a lot. You have to take dodge and relentless together. It makes dodge continue scaling. I guess probably you can't berserk anyways because getting swung on is gonna fuck that up. I mean, this build doesn't seem better than the other build. So what? This is gifted then? That. Not gonna let them get hit. Why build for dodge? I mean, come on, chat. Spend half a second thinking for yourself before you put that thought out there, right? Half a second. It's not that your brothers who are on the front line are gonna get hit sooner or later. There's positions that get them hit more versus positions that get them hit less. Positions that get them hit more on the corners, where they get surrounded by 3 to 4 enemies at once, all attacking them each round. Those positions want more melee defense, clearly, because they're getting hit more. But the problem is, I don't think nimble is sustainable in those positions, because you can die as a nimble brother by getting hit and then dodging all the other attacks. I mean, I guess you can get wounded too. I just find that nimble tends not to hold down corners as well as Battleforged. It's probably because, I think it's because nimble has less effective hit points total. I mean, these guys are going to have more defensive stats total. I mean, with gifted and dodge, they're going to have more melee defense, maybe by as much as like 10. So it is possible that maybe this would be fine to put it in the most dangerous position. I'm just sketched out by nimble as a survival thing. I lose brothers all the time with nimbles and cleavers, right? And the orcs have cleavers, and this is the type of fight I'm thinking of when I'm building this character is, what am I going to do on the corner pieces of an orc fight? So a bit of it comes down to that. Don't invest in innocents? What is that, Compy? What are you talking about? Yeah, keep it real. That's how it works when we do spreadsheeting. Okay, so the final two builds we got to fix are the duelist and bear. Bear's pretty close, and then we got to see if Wild is still around because I'd like to actually do some of these right now. Okay, duelist. All right, so what did I learn about duelists? They want to be nimble because I want my perk points, and I want 1,000,000 stam on them. You know, I'm looking at it this way. These are almost tanks. They're like DPS tanks. And if I do that, I really don't want to build them here. Oh, leveling initiative, I see. Yeah, I got you. Well, kind of in the sense of like, if you think of what they're doing, they're not super high DPS because they don't have Berserk. And we want a mix. If we're gonna run that, we can't, like, I noticed having the whole team being two-handers like this was lower DPS. I missed Berserk. And I've been trying to figure out how to get that back in there. You just don't get enough brothers who are super capable of doing that. So maybe it ends up being something like, I don't know about this build. This is a question mark right now. But what if we then tried the duelist, essentially combining this portion with this? So if we gave up underdog, so what are we doing with duelists? So what are the core things for duelists are Colossus, because that's a core component of all builds now. Gifted, maybe. Let's do some color coding. Alright, we gotta have, like, goes without... Ew, it's a very bright yellow. Fuck that. Alright. We go... Feels like recover. Duelist. Berserk. And killing frenzy. What's remaining? Defensive spec. Ones we'd like. Oops. The ones we'd like to see here are underdog. We need a weapon spec in here. Kind of wouldn't mind Pathfinder, but might not need that on Duelist. It's a little bit clunky because Pathfinder is actually pretty good with one-handed weapons. Because the difference between being able to move 2 tiles and swing versus moving 1 tile and swing is actually pretty noticeable. Executioner. Thank you. If it's student, it needs to be good call. I would have given it one more perk point and been really salty when I figured that out later and be like, why did I spend all that time? Kind of deal. We're close to the end of the spreadsheets, Eric. We've solved almost all the builds we want to look for right now. I'm done with Headhunter axe spec. It doesn't work. I'm not even convinced one-handed axes are a viable fucking build anymore. Hunter is anus. No, Headhunter's bad. Anus is independent of value judgments like that. I mean, part of me kind of wants to dodge with this. What else am I missing? So what do we... Duelist cleaver. I like the orc cleavers. I mean, these are... I don't think I'm going crippling. Rotate is a fair suggestion. Although, if I'm building them... I feel like, what am I missing? I just unfortunately deleted this. I guess I guys check the other duelist page and see what the fuck we actually put in there. We were running headhunters like fools. Like fools! Alright, Battle Forged. It is a way to generate stamina. Adrenaline. Yeah, quick hands to shield. They removed that ability to do that. You're not able to do that anymore. I did a whole season where I ran duelists who were quick handing to shields. It was pretty good. You basically the only issue was you only got shields every other turn. You know what we're not running on these other things? So I don't see the point of this build. I mean, this build really wants fucking resilient, doesn't it? Yeah, I'm expecting to add it on top. We could Pathfinder Adrenaline it. I did appreciate the duelist often had the AP to actually throw a fucking smoke grenade. So if we're not running rotate on this, almost an argument for the fucking ban these guys too. Is there anywhere to fit bags and belts in on this fucking build? Will your duelists have javelins? Bold. Okay, so I think I kind of buy the mentality that the benefit of this is the extreme damage, right? Kind of buy that. So where is our, so imagine, so let's think about this. We got 3 gladiators, 2 archers. Probably, if I had to guess, at least 3 more linemen like that. Running out of fingers. There. 8. 3 to 4 no stam guys, basically. But where do we get our, where are our smoke grenades coming in? There's 1 on the banner. There's 1 on the cleaver specs. Where else? And end up going dodge the other one. I don't think this is a dodge build either. I don't know where the fuck you guys are finding dodge useful. I can't figure out a build that actually fits in all those perks that seems good for dodge. Like, I don't disagree that adding additional melee defense to having a lot of melee defense and adding more melee defense is good. Don't get me wrong, but what's the rest of the build do? Have smoke grenades on megas? That's a good call. It would be tough. So when you unequip a shield with quick hands, so if let's say I had a mega and I put a smoke grenade on him, like I take a smoke grenade from his inventory and equip it, that's free if you had quick hands, right? All right, so the last 2 things on this are probably adrenaline and what? I don't like the idea of Pathfinder. That means no underdog. Fuck. I tried the I really hate no underdog. Fucking hate it. It's just -5 melee defense. Like, all the time. Still haven't looked at the double build either. It does feel like a type of brother who would like to run less stam. I don't know what the effective hit points you can get out of that is. I guess we should look. We can do that now, I guess. I wish the mod did that for us, but alright. Pretty close here, chat. I'm getting a bit bored of this, so we're gonna get back to the game here shortly. If we look at that, it would kind of be like a bear build, right? Like, you're looking at somebody like this, and you're trying to slap medium armor on them. A, it requires to have medium armor, and that's no guarantee of that. And B, it requires what? So nimble scales off from 15, right? Everything. What does nimble end at? Like if it's 30, it's just over, right? No, it's still nimbling here. Like fades into non-existence. You're thinking something like the 155 stuff? It's an interesting idea. What does that feel like? Where's my 155 stuff here? So like this with what? Like a hat like that or something? And you want to slap... This is like 17. You want to slap Battleforge and Nimble on this? Is it going to help that much? Doesn't Battleforge decrease over time too as it takes damage? It doesn't look very good. Looks very bad, in fact. Yeah, well, that's fine. I just wanted to know if that was something I was considering. Like, that's clearly not a adequate consideration of that, but first pass looks like it would be a very specific build. All right, so I don't think that's what I want in general for that. No execute, no rotate. No gifted in this build. I don't like not giving my... Need about 400 total armor for Battleforge to be even semi-worthwhile. I don't know where you get that number from, but I'll take your word for it. I've never thought about it that way. Exactly. Alright, so this is probably back to green here. Pretty okay with these. Ordering's bad. Alright. Okay, I can live with that. That seems fine. We're not taking rotate, which feels bad. We're not taking gifted, which feels fucking bad. But these are supposed to be extreme late games fitting for famed items, so maybe not. Okay. Hear about adrenaline over gifted? I'm really not. New adrenaline. Adrenaline was better en masse than it was on single individual brothers, and it was. It feels like people with high stam are the people who can use adrenaline, but they're also the people, they have high stam for a reason because they use a fuck ton of stamina. So using adrenaline early in the fight is going to hurt your sustain. Nimble as rotate over Pathfinder. Okay, so I think that's a good... I think Last of Frost, that's an interesting like logic thing there, right? Because I think that makes sense on one level, but when I think about it this way, right? I'm never rotating brothers out before they've taken damage. It just isn't how it works. When your brother's fine, you're rarely going, ah shit, he needs to get out of here right now. It tends to be post-fact, and when it's post-fact, maybe that's still okay. Maybe it's still okay. Because maybe it just becomes get a couple of these to save people. Where is it? Over here? Yeah. Anyways. Okay. All right, final thing here. Final build, and we're going back to playing the game that you're all here to see. And that is the game of spreadsheets. And then you cue the music, and then get a whole series. You're great. All right, what are we doing with... No, I think it's good. I can't do too much of this, right? Like, I think it makes my sanity easier. Okay, we need to get bear sorted. Extreme under the Excel category. That's a good point. What are we doing with this? So what were the weak points? We identify the weak points. They're highlighted in fucking yellow. I am not running Headhunter on this brother. I'm done with Headhunter as a perk. Every time I try it, it's shit. I've tried it a lot of different ways now. Doesn't actually need quick hands if he's not running that build. Do I just second weapon spec him? Like flails in some fights and some other stuff other fights? Be a mace duelist. He's got low accuracy. I don't want to put maces on a low accuracy guy. I feel like regular maces suck, and I feel like fame maces are good. And I feel like that is literally the trade-off for maces. Like your tier 3 one-handed mace isn't very fucking good. This guy's got like 80 plus attack, right? I mean, he could just run a great sword. Oh, he'd be a great sword duelist for sure. How much initiative Bear have? I don't think it's much. All right, where you at, Bear? Where's my bear? There he is. 100. I'm thinking. I think he's a tank, chat. I think he's I think he is the only nimble tank. So I kind of am seriously considering dumping some like resilient on him, because I'm tired of dying to cleavers. I'm really considering resilient here. He doesn't have underdog right now, which makes me feel bad. What if we took both of those? I mean, the only thing about underdog is he actually tanks damage by being hit, not by avoiding it. No, he can't give up flail spec. Flail spec is set in stone because we used him as an early game brother, and I'm not trying to just be like, how's the way to make him most powerful now? I'm trying to actually deal with the fact that you have to level with it, brother. Main concern is cleavers wouldn't 9 lives be better. No. On. Nope. Tank, does he need berserk? Chat, you're not hearing me. I'm not saying he needs to only absorb damage. I'm saying that his talent, the one that makes him take less damage and stacks interestingly with nimble, is actually really good.